One of the most important things I think that's ever happened in my entire life was being introduced to the outdoors at a very young age. For me, it was 10. I just recently turned 40, and so 30 years I've been able to just experience so many great things in the outdoors, whether that be harvesting an animal or just the thrill of the hunt. And when we created Rooted Outdoors, we immediately knew that that was one of the things that we were going to focus on, was youth and the youth hunts. And it was such a blessing to us last year to be able to help a young man be introduced to the outdoors, and we were able to actually get him a turkey. And after that experience, I think what I realized is that there was more of a rush to that than there ever was to me being behind the gun or behind the bow. And so Dave and I talked about it, and we immediately knew that this year we wanted to make it even better, and we wanted to start the search and put our feelers out there.
So as we began the search, the first place we had to start was finding a location. About 2 years ago now, I met my future wife, who I got married to a couple weeks ago, and her parents have a family farm which is 200 acres in the Harrisburg area, and it is just one of the most gorgeous places I've ever been to in my life. It's rolling hills, ag fields, wood, there's a creek at the bottom, and it's just loaded with turkeys. So when we decided that we wanted to do a youth hunt and take someone to a really special place, we knew right away that that was the place that we needed to take them to. So now that we found the place that we were going to take them to, we needed to find the right person. We really wanted someone that hadn't had a ton of experience hunting, and we were trying all these different places. We were asking at game dinners, we were doing stuff on Facebook, and nothing was really happening, and we were kind of confused by that. But all along, God had a plan, and it had to be a month before the season was about to start. The youth opener was about to start. We were introduced to a young man, and when we heard his story, we knew right away that he was just the perfect fit and the person that God had placed in our lives for a reason. So back in high school, when I was about 16, 17 years old, I found out that my mom had breast cancer. And that was a tough thing to hear as a young kid. One of the things that I used as kind of an outlet at that time was getting into the outdoors and getting into hunting. And that was really good for me, and it really helped me a lot. And when I heard Aiden's story, and I heard that he was going through something similar, it just resonated with me so well that I knew that we needed to take him hunting. He had never been hunting before. He had just got his license, just passed his hunter ed course. And I knew that we needed to introduce him to the outdoors and have him experience things that I experienced that changed my life. So we talked to him, I talked to his dad, and we got it all set up, and before we knew it, the day was here to head out to the farm.
We are getting gassed up, ready to head over to Duncannon. Exciting. Turkey hunt coming tomorrow for Aiden, the long-awaited youth turkey hunt. Excited. Aiden, we're gonna get you a bird, buddy. So we are on the road right now. We're heading out to our farm out here, an absolutely incredible place, probably the most incredible place I've ever been. Not just hunted, just kind of been. It's just one of those places that you can get lost in God's creation pretty quickly, which is a good thing. So, you know, thinking through what tomorrow's going to really be, I mean, you know, it's really a blessing because I'll be able to be me personally, I get that opportunity to be in the blind next to somebody who has never seen the sunrise in a turkey blind before, you know, or for that matter has even hunted ever before. So no matter what happens with the hunt, you know, hopefully we'll see some turkeys and we'll be able to help them harvest. But if we don't, you know, hopefully by the end of tomorrow we'll have another big fan of the outdoors and somebody who is starting off on the right, you know, the right foot in the outdoors with being around the right people, hopefully. So we do not have our gummy bears yet. We're gonna have to get some gummy bears. Dave's gotta have gummy bears. If he doesn't have gummy bears, then he's cranky. So, all right, we'll see you in a little bit.
One of the things that makes the farm such a special place is the town that it's in, and that's in Duncannon, Pennsylvania, which is in Perry County, so it's more central state. And personally, before I met Emily, I just never spent a ton of time out there, but it is a really cool town. When you're coming into the town, it's right on the Susquehanna River, which is just a gorgeous river. It's a big river, so there's a lot of cool sights there. And then as you're coming through the town, the Appalachian Trail actually runs right through the middle of the town, so a lot of times you'll see people with other gear on packing through the town. It's a small town. There's only a population of around 1,500. So as we were heading up to the farm that day, we were driving through the town, and at that point, that's when I start to get excited because it's only a couple more minutes to the farm.
Man, one of the coolest things is driving into that farm. It's just, yeah, you kind of, I know now what to expect. And yeah, when you pull in there, it's just like, there's that anticipation of what is this experience going to be like, but you always know it's going to be good when you're at the farm.
When we got out to the farm, I had to be half a dozen or something trail cameras up. So we took a lap around the farm. We're looking at pictures. I mean, we're seeing strut toms everywhere around the farm.
Everywhere we went, we're like, this is going to be the spot.
Yeah, everyone we saw, we're getting more excited. We're like, we're putting a blind here, a blind. I mean, we wanted to hunt 10 different spots around the farm.
Yeah.
But so we did that. We finally picked a spot. There's one back field. It's a big field that we call Round Top, and that's kind of where we thought a lot of the turkeys were spending their time. We wanted to find a spot that we could set up that would see Round Top and then this other valley where we've seen them strutting a lot.
We ended up determining where we were going to put that blind. It was the perfect spot. Like,
Yeah,
we sat on the top of the hill and we looked around and we said, this is it.
Yeah, it's just amazing view out there.
Yeah. So we decided to do the Jake on top of the hen setup with a feeder hen about 10 feet away.
In addition to the decoy setup, we also had a little different blind setup because there was going to be 4 of us out there. It was going to be Corey and I, who were both going to be filming, and then Aiden and his dad. So we had this new blind that we got is a baronet blind. It was huge. It could probably fit like 5 people.
Thing's huge.
But we put Corey, Aiden, and his dad in that one. And then I was off right next to them, just filming out of another blind. So we had 2 blinds right next to each other. So we got all that set up. We headed back to the house to grab dinner, and then we prepared for the night, hanging out with Aiden and his dad, getting ready for the hunt tomorrow.
One of the most important things to me when I thought about this hunt before we actually got there was to make sure that Aiden understood the big picture, and be able to help him, guide him through some of the decisions that we all make as hunters on his very first hunt, whether that was going to be success in harvest of an animal or just the journey that it took. Maybe we didn't even see a turkey, but to have him understand what that means also and how enjoyable that is, and hopefully that he would get that experience.
One is called Kuiu. They make like camo gear, like really high quality camo gear. So here's some pants, and then here's a shirt. This is a company that we put a lot of our videos on. So it's called Huntervids. You can go and if you're ever looking to watch videos and stuff, you know, go check them out for sure. We have a bunch of our videos on there. So it just has our logo on the front, and it's black, so you can wear it tomorrow. And on the back, this is a verse. This is the verse that we came up with the name from. So you can have that, and then we actually have one for you too.
Thank you so much.
So you guys can wear those tomorrow.
We met up with this guy that makes turkey calls. His name's Darren Maynard, and I reached out to him. I told him, you know, what we're doing and stuff, and so this is what he wanted to do for you. So he made you a custom turkey call.
Wow.
Custom slate call, man, with your name on it.
This is incredible.
The mouth calls and stuff that I'll use tomorrow are all his, and Dave killed his turkey last year with one of his mouth calls, so really, he's a really good guy. So we did everything on our end to ensure that it was going to be a successful hunt, and if it wasn't going to be a kill, it was definitely going to be a great experience. Now it was really up to God to determine what that day, how that day was going to play out. So as you do in turkey season, we get up early. It was actually a little chilly in the morning, overcast. We had some fog roll in, and it was a little misting. It wasn't raining hard, but you know, we hopped in the blind, and it did start to rain a little bit. And you know, Dave and I always talk about one of the coolest things to experience in the woods is to hear the gobbles of a turkey as the woods are waking up. And that was one of the things we wanted to really make sure that we couldn't make sure, but we wanted to, or we hoped that, you know, would take place so that Aiden could hear those. And you know, the morning, you know, it started to get light, and there was no gobbles, and then just like that, gobble went off, and it was on from that point.
This turkey hunting stuff, you just run on adrenaline. I mean, perfect scenario, you won't have to move it. Honestly, the turkeys will be right out in front of us. It's good. That sounds like 3 or 4 birds down lives down there. See him? No. You won't see him eat. He's gonna be like 2 o'clock. Cover by the dark trees. Yep. He's gonna be off to your right a little more. Up there. Right to crest. He's coming from right to left. Yeah, just don't move a lot. Yep, there he is.
Yeah, baby!
Oh man.
Yeah, baby! Yeah, baby! Go get him! Go get him! Go get him!
Dawn. The veil of darkness, which threatens our senses, surrenders to the crescendo of light. The welcome warm glow guides our path. One day has faded into the past as the birth of a new day awakens our hope for new beginnings.
Through all the friction I see light. There's all my doubts.
30 years I've been climbing trees, I've been going into blinds, I've been stalking animals, and I've never been more excited than that moment when it took place. Great.
It was an absolutely amazing day in the turkey blind, probably the top moment of my entire hunting career. We worked hard before the hunt, we did a lot of preparation, but as you can see, God just had his hand all over this day. With the weather, with the turkey, you know, he just put everything in place and allowed Aiden to just have an incredible experience. You know, Rooted Outdoors was not started to just kill animals and harvest animals and have success. Rooted Outdoors was started for one reason and one reason only, and that was to share Christ's love with people and help them find their new beginning.